I'm upbraided by some of the people who comment here for my stance on Suella Braverman, on Priti Patel, on Rees-Mogg. But there's an interesting contrast between Rees-Mogg and Mark Carney. Who would you trust? Mark Carney has gone on record in the last few days. He's the ex-governor of the Bank of Canada from 2008 to 2013. He was then the governor of the Bank of England until 2020. He was described as one of the enemies of Brexit by Rees-Mogg. And he has said that Brexit has proven to be as much of a disaster as he had warned. Remember Gove, the man who sniffed. Gove had said that people in this country have had enough of experts. That was in 2016. Then we voted, and look what that has done for us. Look at the economic consequences of Brexit and the way they have played out exactly as Mark Carney predicted. He says, we laid out in advance the weaker pound, the negative supply shock, higher inflation, weaker growth, and that's exactly what happened. It's happened in coincidence with other factors, he notes, but it is a unique aspect of the economic adjustment that is going on here. There is no joy, he says, in saying, I told you so, because people are having to live with the reality. There's others. Danny Blanchflower talks of the devastating impact of Brexit on the supply chains. The chairman of the OBR, Richard Hughes, says that in the long run, we are still going to end up with an overall output that is reduced by about 4%, which wouldn't have been the case had we remained in the European Union. But Rees-Mogg will have none of this. He says, I think Brexit has been extremely beneficial for this country, but he doesn't say how. Nobody says how. The only person who has ever said how is somebody on the comment section here who said that Brexit has been beneficial to hauliers, to the road transport people who are in big lorries. I don't know how. It's in some ways it's just an assertion. I've tried to find the details. I can't find them, but I'd be delighted if somebody could provide those details. Carney, Rees-Mogg says, he uses dodgy figures. He's responsible for many of the failures of the Bank of England. He was a bad governor who politicised the bank and presided over failings in forecasting and failures to begin the process of reversing quantitative easing when the economy was strong. Well, maybe. But instead, we've got a group of Brexiteers, a group of people who portrayed the Brexit as something that was going to be seamless and positive and driving growth. Which of these two is proven to be right, Carney or Rees-Mogg? I look around and I see economic chaos. And I don't see political stability. 6 years on, what have we got? The reality surely is that Mr. Carney is right and Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg is wrong.